Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at NECA's new Alien 40th Anniversary Dallas figure. You know, the guy who wears ugly Christmas sweaters and old-timey scuba gear in space. That's this guy. Is it gonna be very posable? Some of the other figures in this batch have not, but they've looked really cool. Which way will this guy go? I think it's pretty obvious. He's gonna look good. It's gonna have a lot of detail. Probably not pose all that well, but that doesn't mean it's a bad figure. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 7¼ inches, which makes him pretty close to 18½ centimeters. And like I said, you can tell right off the bat, lots of detail, looks really good. I'm not familiar with this guy, I haven't seen the movie recently at all, so I don't know if this looks like him or not. I imagine if you care if it looks like him or not, you will be able to tell for yourself, and I don't have to tell you for you. So there you go, that's his face. If it's a good likeness, let me know in the comment section below. If it's a bad likeness, let me know in the comment section below. I'm curious. It's a really nice sculpt and paint job though, I will say that. A little shiny maybe on the plastic, but still, they did a really clean job. And you can just see all the detail throughout the little hood, the cap, I guess is what you would call it. Little rivets on there. There's detail throughout everywhere on this guy. Very, very nicely done. A little bit too much of a gap right there. I'm guessing that's not going to be universal. Some people probably won't have that. But still, just loads of detail. Loads of detail on this guy. And I'm staying nice and tight because there is a lot of detail. He's got a little butt tattoo back there. His little tanks. Very, very nicely detailed, this figure. So you can see clearly that the articulation was not the focus. They wanted it to look really cool. And if this is what you like, if you like ugly Christmas sweaters and scuba gear, then this is right up your alley. They nailed it as far as I can tell. So 9.5 out of 10 for the aesthetic. This guy has so much paint on him, so much sculpt work. This has more paint on it than probably every Marvel Legends figure put together so far this year. Just a hunch, but I think that's the case. Look how clean it is. Even the little like mesh, whatever you call that. So well done. Very, very nicely done. Okay, as far as accessories go, we do get a scuba hat, which can come in apart if you need it to. I don't know if you would actually need it to, if it's just for assembly, but it can do that, and that kind of snaps around his neck. It tucks in a little bit, nicely hidden. If you're not looking for it, you won't see the holes, but it does peg in, and that's pretty cool. Nicely done with the clear visor part, and that's good. We have his little radioactive detector thingy. I don't know what that is. Very little detail on that, but I'm guessing it's supposed to be that way. And then we have his goofy looking rocket launcher laser gun with a giant scope on top and a little scope on the bottom. I have no idea what's going on there either. And he can't hold it all that well, but he can hold it, so it's okay. But still, not the best accessories other than the helmet. So only a 7 out of 10 for this, but I get it because all the budget went in here rather than over there. But the helmet is pretty cool, and these do peg into the helmet. I don't know if it's normal. Is he supposed to not have his helmet on all the time and these things are supposed to be flopping around? You guys can let me know about that. It seems to me that if it's not supposed to be like this for some reason, these should have been connected to the helmet. But I'm guessing the helmet comes off at some point and his tubes are flapping around. But you guys can let me know about that. Okay, as far as articulation goes, nope, that's it. No, there's some. There is definitely some articulation. The head and neck all one piece on a ball peg, so you can actually move the head around a fair amount. Nothing crazy, but it does work. You're not going to get that much out of it with the helmet on, but without it, you'll be just fine. Shoulder pads are soft and connected up here, so they don't really impede anything, but they don't look great. Anytime shoulder pads do that, it doesn't look great. But you technically still have your full rotation. You can bring the arms out to the side pretty far. That's pretty good. There is a bicep swivel at the top. Mine is stuck. That one works, so that's pretty cool. I'm assuming this one will work too. I'm guessing there's just like a little bit of flashing in there that's popping it out and holding it from moving. But either way, you get your bicep swivel up there. Single jointed elbow. It's mostly well hidden, and that's because the range is pretty minimal. It's not much at all. It's very, very not there. You do get a swivel though at this end of the joint, so essentially the whole forearm can swivel. And then the wrist is on a ball peg, so that can rotate as well. For the torso, there's one right here, and I'm guessing that's a single ball peg. Well, it feels like either a sloppy single or a double ball peg, but you're not doing anything with it. I mean, you can rotate it, but otherwise it's just a little shimmy. There's nothing else you can really do. There does appear to be a joint down here underneath this middle of the 3 brown belts. I can get it to rotate. I can't get it to do anything else. Maybe that's just mine. I mean, it wobbles, but that's it. So his torso, I'm chalking it up to having 2 swivels. If you guys can get yours to do more, awesome, but mine doesn't, and that's what I have to review. Now, he does technically have a diaper situation going on to make that sculpt a lot more seamless. How's that going to affect articulation? Let's see. Bringing the leg out to the side, we do get some bunching, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the kind that stretches or tears. So that's pretty good. We can get those hips out pretty far if you need them to do the splits. Going forward, this thing's in the way. And it looks like the diaper wouldn't really be too much of a problem, but this thing is definitely in the way. So he can basically do a walking pose if you're lucky. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel, so that's fine. The knee is the same as the elbow, only you get a little bit more range out of that single hinge, and you can rotate the leg on that if you want to, though you probably wouldn't. And then lastly, we have a ball peg for the ankle, which is actually exceptional for a ball peg. It has really good range. You can get a decent ankle rocker out of it. It goes forward and back reasonably well. It's a good ball peg ankle, and it's not too loose. So articulation on this guy is not as bad as Ripley, still very limited, but since they were leaning towards the aesthetic and still knocked out a decent batch of articulation, I mean, it's still limited, but it's not terrible. I'll give the articulation a 5, which, like I said, is not terrible, but it's not particularly good. But definitely the focus was on the aesthetic. So, final verdict on this guy not being as... Okay, we'll do it like I did Ripley. So, as an action figure, looks wonderful. Accessories are decent. Articulation is decent for being bad, considering the whole situation. Action figure rating, 7. Collectible rating, 9. You have to decide what's more important to you, how it looks or how it poses. I'm guessing most people that collect these aren't trying to put them in crazy poses, so I think NECA made the right choice and made the aesthetic the focal point. You guys can let me know how you feel about that, but I've given you ratings for both. You can decide how you feel about that. And that's really what it's all about. I give you the information, you decide what to do with it, and everybody's happy. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, that's okay. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button, turn on the bell, click the dots, do the things. You want to know when I have new videos because they're almost every single day, but not every day, but almost every single day. Usually I just miss Wednesdays, unless it's like a really good video that I put out, then I might leave an extra day in between, you know, things like that. But mostly it's every day. And for the days I don't, if you're really just hankering for more, I've got thousands of videos already on the channel. So come back for those and all the other things. And in the meantime, keep collecting.